to your citizen work.
Yeah,
I tried to get into mine too, and I can't remember what it was.
I'm not too worried about it, right?
I'm not either. I think I'll know
Yeah,
if something's going.
but I'm afraid to tell people about it, don't get in on it, so none of it's like,
Yeah,
Like, right, I want you on first.
yeah, she did a good job.
yeah.
So once it's up, that shows that your life.
Are they still over by the
Once
park?
it's done, that's your life.
Oh, we're live.
Or are they still by the park?
Alright, guys, you ready?
They're artisan. They're animals, they're on the road. Yeah. RV life.
Morning, today is Monday, August 4th. It is now 10:02 or excuse me, 10:01 a.m. Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Board of Directors from the Alcohol Meeting Board. We'll do roll call, starting with Director McGowan.
Here.
Director Owenby.
Here.
Director Hauser is on Zoom.
Here.
And Director Weidling will be excused, however, I will call him for a couple of the votes if he's available, he's on the road. And Director Jones is here, so if everybody will stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
America,
to the republic
Republic, which stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty and
liberty, and justice for all.
So approval of the minutes. Move to approve. Anybody have to that? I will entertain a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll make that motion to approve today's agenda.
Second. All right, have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? All right, roll call please.
Director McGowan,
Yes.
Director Onby,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Here.
Director,
Yes.
motion carries 4-0.
And moving on to item 3 on the agenda, approval of the minutes. You all had a chance to review and approve the minutes. The only change I suggested to the minutes was under the sections where we were adding the signers to the bank account to make sure that the names of those positions were added. They're on there was the treasurer, vice president, and the president. So yes, we just added the names to those two. So I would move for entertain a motion to approve as amended. So moved. All right.
Second.
Second. All right. Have a motion and a second for approving the minutes as amended. Any further discussion? Roll call please.
Director McGowan, Director Onby,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Yes. That's good.
You still-
Check my job. Okay, moving on to item 4, financial report. Our treasurer, Director Weidling, is on the road and unable to give us that report. He did not send me anything, any new news over the last few days, so we will skip the treasurer's report. The only thing to really put in there is that once we have these minutes, I'll wait with you, Director Owenby, and we will go to the bank. On that note, we should probably decide which bank we want to open that account with. I would suggest we use Evergreen Federal. I was, I think it's saying, just between, my thought was between Evergreen and Road. Yeah. Suggestions. Yeah. Correct. So one thing is the FDIC or FDIC secured up to $250,000. Banks would have to secure, and there usually is a fee for that. And so I'm not sure what Evergreen is versus what Road. It would be an option because we are
for our specific. Communication, state team or other. Really for that. Office, but most of the periods you have with council. But. That very close personal connection. Feels like we just have that conversation.
That's, yeah, I was thinking you did him or area.
The communities consider splitting. Like care, and everything.
You mean as far as keep the amounts under
Or, yeah, or just I don't know. Just put two different houses close to now. And have two. Community banks.
Yeah, Road had a pretty good interest on their savings and so.
That short term CDs. Yeah, we looked into the budget anymore.
No, just waiting until we're actually at that stage. Once we have this bank account for this year's operating budget, then we'll have a.
Okay. So you guys should have some okay bank.
Yeah, I know we need the EIN number for that as well, so I can go to it. And that, yeah, the EIN. Okay, I'll have to look into that. Alright. Okay, and so it's not on the. It's not on our. Oh, Ralph Welding is calling in, so stand by. Hey Ralph, got you on speaker.
Alright, yeah, here's some noise in there, but the one should start to bring them take off and we're done. Yeah, as long as I got another call, this is it.
All right, were you able to try the Zoom link through the phone?
No, I hope, I am.
Okay,
Quite fine.
okay. We'll have you on here, then I'll keep you on speaker. Providing nobody calls in. All right, we just, we're actually finishing up the financial report. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, because I haven't had time to do anything with any of the stuff, because we left on 31st with the guys that arrived 2 days earlier. And I can take them on some rides.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move past the financial report then. We were just discussing the,
Preference of every.
yeah, oh, there you go. Do you have a preference of Evergreen Bank or Road Credit Union?
Well, I use the credit unions are really great. But I don't have a preference.
Okay. And Roy, do you have a preference for the bank?
We use Rogue. We like Rogue, but whatever works, honestly, whatever works for everybody.
I know Evergreen does a lot
I think
for
we should.
nonprofit.
I think we can start
different.
different.
Okay,
The second or stuff we,
all right.
that's my thought.
So, we able to do that into the financial report to make a motion in that? Okay. So I would entertain a motion, for setting up a bank account with Evergreen.
Yeah, I'll make that motion, we set up a partnership account with everything. I'll second it. If you make it, I'll second it.
Okay.
You said it.
So I have a motion and a second to set up our initial bank account with Evergreen. And any discussion on that? All right, hearing none, we do the roll.
Yes, Director McGowan,
Yes.
Director Allenby,
Yes.
Director Whiteley. Can you hear me?
Can you hear us, Ralph?
I lost it.
Might have lost him.
Would you like to say excused on that one?
Excuse? Sorry.
Director Hauser
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right, lost. The Director Wyling. Somewhere between Washington and Idaho. Okay, so we will get it once these minutes are approved, well, since they're approved now, and once they have them, I can come in with Director Owenby and we can get that set up at Evergreen Bank, talk to them. Perfect. Okay, moving on to item 5 on the agenda. Did not get any. This might be. You turn the volume up for that, so he calls in again, and we good. Don't have any public here who really wants to speak today. Audience, all right, so seeing no public comments. We'll move on to item 6. Old business, so district telephone number. Any update on that? Were you able to secure that number for us?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
I did get the application submitted. Basically, it's a intent to serve services. So I'm waiting because we are government to be waiting for that group to contact me back, and that's where they'll look for it and say, yes, we need the father number one. So I filled out the application last week, and hear from them. The gal that represents us out of them fault notification, though they would not be.
Okay.
So I should hear someone in the next few days. It's usually 40 business hours, which once she gets back and submits it, it'll be Wednesday. So yes, we are in the process. It's just for now, waiting for that particular group to pull us.
Okay. All right, well, for now, everybody can reach us through the email address, it's Joco RFPD at gmail.com. That's JOCO RFPD at gmail.com. Until we have a phone. All right. So moving on to item B under item 6E. Administrative assistant contract. So last week we approved the language for the contract. And then this week, I think we need to solidify the contract and sign it. And I would like to give a little bit of a background on this the administrative assistant position, just for the public that might be watching and wondering what we're doing here. So like I said, last week we amended the contract language and approved as amended. Today the board would like to officially enter into the contract with Cassie Austin. The background of this, Cassie has spent a lot of time working on the formation of this district. Back when the Board of County Commissioners formed the district in 2024, she had done a lot of work on the formation documents and was very instrumental in the creation of this district. Once the Board of Directors were elected, the County Commissioners allowed Mrs. Austin, to assist us in getting started. So I want to make sure to thank the current County Commissioners for allowing her to help us get our legs underneath us and get started on this district. So thank you for that. Once the Board of Directors, already said that. Anyway, she's been keeping our minutes, assisting with our agenda publications and assisting with resolutions and policies, public hearing notices, and so much more. Again, a big thank you to this current board for allowing her to spend her time here with us. So the board doesn't want to take advantage of their hospitality and assistance, so we've decided that it'd be best to enter into a contract with Cassie Austin for her to work here for us outside of her current employment with Josephine County. So that's what this current administrative assistant contract is all about. So with that, I would entertain a motion for us to enter into this contract with this Austin.
Yeah, so I would make a motion that we enter contract with Cassie in accordance to our pursuits agreement. Second.
All right, so I have a motion and a second on entering the administrative assistant contract with Mrs. Cassie Austin. Any more discussion?
I would just like to say thank you very much as well. I recognize how much time and effort energy you put in, as well as the detail you bring to the needs that we have, the district has. A personal experience that I always have. I was overseeing, use for some stuff, really value your time, what you bring to us, and
Thank you.
Yep, I'd like to agree with that. Thanks, Kathy. Appreciate your time and your efforts to keep us aligned.
Thank you.
Yes. Still, it's all. I'll echo that as well, and sorry for the interruption in the phone, I was trying to get a little Ralph so we could vote on it, but. Sounds like he is unavailable again, so
draw fair.
any more discussion? I think you would call the roll, please.
Yes, Director McGowan,
Yes.
Director Omby,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Yes,
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right, welcome aboard. All right. Moving on to item 7 on the agenda, public hearing for the proposed name change of Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District. Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Board of Directors will now open a public hearing regarding the proposed name change to the district at 10:17 a.m. So overview for this proposed name change. When the district was formed by the commissioners at the end of 2024, it was given the name Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District. And as a board, we decided that the name is very misleading to the community. It indicates that it would be all of Josephine County under this district, and it is not. It also gives the impression that other communities that this district was taking over their districts, which again, it is not. So by changing the name, we remove the confusion in the community. And then in trying to decide on what the name should be, all current fire districts in Josephine County are named by a geographical location. For example, Wolf Creek Fire, Williams, Illinois Valley, Applegate, and then Grants Pass Fire for the city of Grants Pass. So in going with those same parameters, we decided on Mid-Road Fire District, since this district sits in the middle of the Rogue River. We decided that that would be an appropriate name for this district. So at this time, I would open it up for testimony for anybody that wishes to discuss this matter with the board. We had none in writing, none in wanting to join in on Zoom. So if there's anybody here in the audience that would like to speak on this topic. All right. Seeing none, we'll move to board deliberation. Do we have anything we want to discuss on the name change?
We have discussed in. Yeah.
Right.
Just note that I did see a private entity out there titled Mid-Road Fire Contractor for fire services. So just so you know, that there could be that confusion of their fire district. Mid-Road Fire.
Yeah, wow.
Right.
There a while now.
Yeah.
There is one. It's road fire.
Yeah, it's spelled just like we were going into those. It's not a district, obviously. So I just want to make sure that is noted that they're not part of that. Road fire protection, are they identified? And I just read the Mid-Road Fire or yeah, I used to know. So
Do you expect that to be cause any controversy in the future?
I would not expect to be a controversy. I just want to make sure that it's known that we're aware that there's Mid-Road Fire out there. It's a private contractor, not
Private wildland.
Correct. So long as we understand that there's already a name behind it somewhere. But we're gonna run into that, a lot of things, especially with that many contractors out there.
Right.
So make it aware, we're not suggesting a change that I think we should move forward.
Okay. Mr. Hauser, any discussion on that?
I would also mention that I know of a couple of rogue fire contractors. One is a federal Viper contractor who does engines, and then there's also one who does Oregon Department of Forestry. So, yeah, there are a couple of rogue fires out there.
Those have the name Rogue Fire though, correct?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they're not using the word district at all, and I think that should be protection enough to,
Yeah.
so.
All right. Well, then, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution 2025-002. In the matter of authorizing the name change of the Justine County Rural Fire Protection District to Mid-Road Fire District. So moved. Second. All right, so I have a first and a second. First and a second, authorizing the name change in Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District to Mid-Road Fire District. And any further discussion? Hearing none, let's see if I can reach Ralph on the phone again. I can vote on this. See if it goes through.
Welcome to the US Cellular voicemail 5.
Does not sound like he's available, so call the roll, please.
Director McGowan,
Yes.
Director Posey,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Yes,
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
We'll have that resolution to sign here for this. New business. Oh, sorry, yes, I will close the public hearing at 10:23 AM. All right, item 8, new business, committee reports. Staffing, so Director McGowan, Director Hauser, anything regarding the fire?
Instead of that to tying directly with Director Howley, however, I made contact with Chief Porter Slutno, who is retired Lebanon Fire Chief. He works directly for the SDO. He represents their contract for service, for lack of a better term, for interim fire chiefs. So we had some good conversation. He asked, what is it we need to accomplish, or what would be court more than likely? What are our needs for a interim fire chief without having established fire stations, firefighters? Which is very well aware. SDAO, Office of State Fire Marshal is very well over, just Uniform District, without tail, and he did want to reiterate that they're contacting for anything and everything that we may have come up. In our conversation, you had a family emergency come up. So I'm gonna get a hold of it today to work out what some ideas on what that would potentially cost. What the services are to provide, however, they need a little more, would like to give feedback on what each emotions are. And above.
So on that, then what would our aims be?
I just jotted the 3 things real quick, but at the top of my head is the interim fire chief should obviously be working with Rural Metro and being that liaison between the two, working with the EOC. Because there's a lot of times they need the extra help in there. Rural Metro might not have the manpower to sit down, so that would be something I would say that chief must be able to do it as a PIO. And or district. And then.
And then, then policy creations.
Yeah, you may have said, I'll do anything other than policy.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, he could work with us on radio policy.
he was true. Yeah. Processing grant also.
Well, and I could say,
But that's a lot of what we need.
yeah, actually the public, shelter.
Yeah.
City talk to, but.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know if having somebody like Gordon, like the person who should carry the district phone, that should be, that's
see that, really well, I understand what you're saying, but if we're gonna have a public image of a fire chief, district, I think that would be best suited. Because his sole role is to be that thing. Yeah, but I'm talking about the district, the general cover. Yeah.
Right, he would be the one on that.
Yeah, or the guys, Cassie. And we could liaise, that, I didn't want to speak on that, because that was one thing I said we would need. Right away, that contact with the liaison for, yeah, provide the services, for. That will, yes, we brought our depth of what he brought, he starts sharing all the things. Everything he says seems to be exactly what we needed from moving forward. But, and he also said, you know, come to our board meeting, you can say, here's what we can offer you. And then have some feedback on what our needs are, do that from the board, take that back to the SBA, so here's the package together. Offer. Actually, that's something that, he did mean, to the conversation that there's really before all of those things.
Yeah.
That's wanting to work with us, meaning the financial aspect.
Yeah, they're on the prorating, or not.
So it's good stuff. Fire is, somebody coordinates out of district or county. Or, they can always find something, they can do that. Let's say for STO. They're right there, and primary.
Yeah, it's kind of your.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you wanna, set that up with him then for a time that he can come down, meet with us. Make that either into a workshop, or if it happens to fall.
It was cycling through my mind, as to the thought of the board. We have some local retired.
Scott,
Option, I don't know if we just do that.
talking about mods.
Reach out to them.
You guys being mods. I don't know your names.
Yeah, there's,
Like she got specifically she turned on. He also retired, I think he has, he had reached out, I don't know if he has, but.
Scott.
I would also,
No.
that I was kind of thinking.
Scott, my friends too.
That role in,
That you guys are.
shout out,
I think first thing we need to do is go through the SDAO, and if we have a local name. That the SDAO can contact, I think it'd be better to run everything through that and not against the local member, they're great, I think, great resource and value, but we need to focus on staying with. SDAO or follow that program.
Well, they could, one of the things Gordon D. Suggested, he said if there is a local state chief Trumbull or chief of plan, they would attach themselves to SDAO, so that we should go channel through our process, utilizing SDAO.
I think that's the best route to. Okay.
In my picture. Post this. My picture. Be Mike Pereira and Robbie Balmino.
Suggest your team of having a workshop, so it isn't in general meeting. Sure, yeah, so sure. I'll say that as well as answer the question.
Is it important to come up with what we think a job description should look like, or should we?
That's kind of how that workshop going. That's nothing. That's where my mind went and listening for the board. We can identify some things we got, but I'm sure they have other things that we haven't considered yet. So, I would agree. I think that's a good thing to consider. You get some more vetting through that conversation in person.
Keeping in mind that the job description is gonna change at the district or whatever. Once they become tackle based.
Now is not working.
Exactly.
So that was the mixer.
Any more on staffing?
Culture Change Society.
do that and then, figure out a date that works best for her. Communications, so Director Whitelink and myself, he was working on looking into the Starlink. Starlink, looking into that, so he hasn't got back on that.
Scott was
Other communication items, obviously website and YouTube and then Zoom. So we've got Zoom and YouTube up working together right now. So a little better with the communication portion, getting the information out to the public is the next thing, and then that would be when we develop a Facebook or website.
I do have some follow, I don't know that it really fits my new business, but I. Facilities. A facility. Oh.
We can do that under additional. Come over again. Yeah. All right, so no more on communications policies and procedures, Director Ownby and myself. It's on today's agenda. And then the consideration committee with Director Whiting and myself, we're waiting for kids back from this road trip.
That's the right day.
Yes, that's the 90, we have 90 days, so we are 35 days into that 90-day period right now, so we're working on that, I gotta bring something to the board of what we would like to present to Momentum for that. Okay, moving down to item B, resolution 2025-003. In the matter of adoption of the Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Public Records Request Policy. So last week we amended the policy language and accepted the policy language. This week now we need the resolution to actually put that into effect. So I would entertain a motion to approve and adopt resolution 2025-003. In the matter of the adoption of the Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Public Records Request Policy. However, we will probably have to put this on the next agenda to have these renamed. But we do have to wait. We have a 30-day waiting period for that. So in a future agenda, we will be renaming all of these policies, but for right now, we'll continue as it is presented with Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Public Records Request Policy. So moved.
Second.
All right, so I have a motion and a second to approve and adopt resolution 2025-003 in the matter of the adoption of Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Public Records Request Policy. Any discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Director McGowan,
Yes.
Director Ownby,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
All right, moving on to item C, resolution 2025-004, matter of adopting Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District purchasing and contracting rules and policy. Again, this is the policy that we approved as amended for the language last week. This week we need to adopt it into what's the word I'm working just adopted into our policies. So I would entertain a motion to approve and adopt resolution 2025-004 in the matter of adoption of the Josephine County Rural Fire Protection District Public Purchasing and Contracting Rules Policy.
So moved.
Sorry. All right, I have a motion and a second to approve and adopt resolution 2025-004. I need to read the rest of it. All right, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Director McGowan, Director Oakley,
Yes.
Director Hauser,
Yes.
and Director Jones.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Okay. And moving on to item 9, correspondence, the letters, emails, documents received. I was actually gonna stop at the mailbox today before I came here, but then I forgot. So I'll go after this and see if there's anything in our mailbox. That, I didn't see any. Anybody else have any emails to them regarding the fire district? All right, moving on to additional matters. So open floor for the board reports, requests, or comments.
I did just have a conversation last week of potential office space. Or station, if you will. I spoke with Representative Best Brothers. And asked them what their planning was for the. Very nice facilities that they're vacating here in our field. Thank you. Talk to them too. So I they put me in contact with their lead who is putting together their exit strategy.
He was a poser.
And I'm not gonna get into that stuff, anything, so if there's some opportunity for some consideration of that space. Our fire district is looking for office space. To build as a home. And I'm very, very encouraged and excited to continue for conversation in the future. So I did ask that we could put it in the next, things strategy. And whatever the Lord would be, focus on that, so it's like. Get back in celebration. Both facilities, the one. Straight or the industrial park. And the industrial park, okay.
I don't know if it's picking up. Ground on the microphone enough. As long as you could go, right? Perfect.
Thanks for unlocking that.
Thank you.
Shining the line. So we're in that mix, and I expect I'll either reach out to that person who is facilitating that particular plan for their company. And if they would like, we'll have a conversation with them. Or even if they offer that, it will be that first right with you, whatever that may be, but. I can put it on the solution.
Do you know, what building that is done, give it to me now, but you know that, yeah, this.
I don't know which one these are. This is also sorry, yeah.
Well, there's two, there's the original, well, there's the original and then there's the roasting facility. They're not leaving the roasting facility, right?
Potentially.
Oh, really?
I don't know what their thought is, like, but their aspects is to their new facility in terms of.
They have a roasting facility in the country,
Yeah.
as a expanding, that's great. So it's a little easier, what I was told is a little easier for them to get their stuff out. Because the major shipping trap, so, yeah, potentially they are.
It's a shame, it was a plan, but it was a really. A little bad idea. Yeah, well, good, if I could get settled on them.
Yeah, I will, whatever is ready to be back up. Bring that to the board.
More on that. Anything from you?
I want to follow up last week, I mentioned that we should look at emergency notifications with Austin. And if you haven't seen the post that Bill Metro posted from Sarah, definitely go back and look into that. She laid it out really well. Information about what's going on around you and to get notified.
Yeah, and once we have our website, I think we'll definitely have
Get all
that information posted on it.
So yeah, thank you for getting that out there, Sarah.
And we-
Well,
Thank you, Sarah. Director Hauser, do you have anything for board reports, requests, or comments?
Nope, I think we're good. Do we have an idea when that website's gonna go up?
No, not yet. We gotta find out, through SBAO. I gotta check to see if they actually received our payment yet. Make us official members, but we can, once that's done, we can start working on the website through them. All right, so the only thing I have, a couple thing IP purchase updates. So I went through and found all the items that we discussed, we needed for being able to be on Zoom and trying to find it locally to be able to get a check cut to go purchase it, is not gonna happen. I did find that the best availability and prices were actually through Amazon. However, using a debit card for 31.5816 isn't gonna happen. So we're gonna wait till we get it. So the totals came up with $3,158 for these items, and that is the meeting owl, it's an HDMI cable, a mouse pad, mouse, waterproof laptop case, a Dell Inspiron 15, 40 megs of RAM, 1 terabyte drive, and it comes with lifetime Microsoft Office, which is a good thing. That number. And then a 32-inch smart TV for being able to show the Zoom people. Do you think 32 inches is going to be enough? Did I say that was enough to easy enough to tote around with us and not get too big? All right, and then obviously extension cords, and then a USB cable extension for the owl, so the owl will be out in the middle of the room, and then a carrying case for the owl. So those are the items that I came up with. Is there anything we should add to that? Oh, one more thing, sorry, there is a tripod for that owl also, so you can set it up in the middle of the room. But
Did we bring up the mobile Starlink? Can we talk a little bit about that?
about the Starlink? Is that what you're
Yeah,
talking about?
a mobile Starlink, having one available.
Yeah, Ralph was, or Director Whiting was looking into that, and
Okay.
Since he's on vacation right now, we were waiting till he got back.
Okay, great. Yeah, I do have one, and yeah, they're great. It's a great piece of equipment.
Yeah, so once we have that and all these items, we would be able to have our public meetings live streamed with ease.
Yep.
All right, like I said, once we get the bank account up and running, and we have a debit card for the bank account, we can order that.
And then a lot of name changes to, oh,
Yes.
Which, right, that is not a problem. I did ask them, would you go to change midstream, so that's.
Okay. Okay, and then workshop, so, you know, we mentioned the workshop with the SDAO and the fire chief, but do we want to do a workshop with, other local fire board members and some local fire chiefs and, the state fire marshal's office to do like a whole Q&A, session with them for a workshop, make sure that we're heading down the right path, or we want to just use this, the SBAO and fire chief for that workshop. You want to include everybody else as well.
it would be potentially more helpful for us to meet them individually, like with the fire chief. The operating capacity, and then maybe establish what our goals would be from that. And then look into some workshops. I know for Evans Valley Fire District, their board is very, would be very open to discuss just what their vision is, what their thoughts are, their goals, how do they impact them from It'd be great to some time after our bill with fire chief representative.
So we do a workshop with SDAO, the SDAO fire chief, start with that one as a workshop. And then from there move on and maybe bring in other individuals.
I think we need to make sure that we recognize other districts like the one recognize yourself. If we go to another district, we need to go through the chief.
Correct.
And I don't think that's a good idea for us to try and host a board workshop outside of the chief, so it should be just like you said, interim chief, what the chief. People should be going through the chief, not just going straight to us. We should represent our district first. And going to other districts like that and intervening is kind of like outside of our district parameters. It should be the chief that is crossing those and representing us and vice versa. So once that's set up, we can follow the direction of our chief, and if they want to do something like that, we can encourage it to work. But for us to step out as a operations type position, I don't think is a good idea, but I think we should wait to go chief to the like him or
Yeah,
like that angle.
my thought was that we would invite, the local fire chiefs to their workshop for us. So maybe that's something we'll start with the fire chief first, have a workshop again. Figure out who or how to select our fire chief, and then once we have that fire chief, do a possible workshop.
And I'm all for it if that's something that they want to do, and then invite the board members as well, but I want to support the new chief in that position. I think the other person needs to be crossing those lines. And opening the school.
But
But
just wanted to throw it out there, see if that's.
it's a good idea, I just don't think it's ready yet.
Okay. So we'll start, once we get to that. When you've gone, we'll pick a date for that workshop with the SBU fire chief. Okay. All right. Well, anything else? Yes, that's this. All right, with that, I would move that we adjourn today's meeting. So we do it as a move and not a motion. We don't really need to do a roll call, right? We can do it without objection.
I think you need to have an objection, I think you guys is very different, you could just.
I knew that thinking that Robert's rules said that we had to do. Make sure that everybody else wanted to close the meeting at the same time.
With that,
So without objection, we will adjourn today's meeting at 10:49 AM. Thank you all for coming.
thank you.
See you, Roy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. I was just about ready to get booted out of my room anyways.